So about 5 months ago, I started a brand new website and a brand new Pinterest account for that website. And in the last 30 days, I have 133,000 impressions and 350 outbound clicks to my website, which is always my goal. Now, that's not the crazy part. Not those numbers are not what I'm tripping out on. The crazy part is that those numbers came from just 8 published blog posts. I've put such little effort into this because my recipe blog just takes most of my time. But these numbers with this little effort is really, really exciting, which is why I'm going to show you guys everything that I did from start to finish, how I set up my Pinterest account, how I chose a niche, and what my strategy is right now for a brand new account and a brand new blog. Hi, I'm Megan with Megan's Media. I've run a recipe blog for years, and on this channel, I share everything that I've learned about blogging. I don't gatekeep, I don't charge for anything. I just hope that you guys learn something from me just as much as I learn from you. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the free tips and tricks I share over here. The first step I took before even making my website or my Pinterest account was deciding on what niche I was going to make my website about. Picking your niche is a little more important than I think people realize because not all content is going to do well on Pinterest. And I think this is why what I'm doing is working so well. I think I picked the right niche, and I'm going to explain exactly kind of what my thought process was. But it's a huge, huge reason, again, why I think the content is doing so well. It kind of all started with picking the right niche and then, doing the right work afterwards. Now, I highly recommend narrowing down a niche, especially if you're going to use Pinterest for traffic, just because that typically does better than a site that covers a bunch of different topics. Something that goes along with that is that some niches do better on Pinterest than others. So you kind of have to do a little bit of research on Pinterest. I am not just a creator. I don't just I don't just use Pinterest for my website. I actually also use it personally. I go on there and scroll and, find different things for myself there. So if you don't do that, I highly recommend just going on Pinterest and spending a little bit of time to scroll through and see what actually is on there. In my own opinion, it also helps if the niche is something that you like. I used to see that all the time when I was starting my first blog. Like people, would tell you, pick something you like, pick something you enjoy writing about, or else it's not going to be fun. Um, and I didn't like hearing that at first. I didn't even know what I like to write about, but it's kind of true. I started a parenting blog in the very beginning. My content was just a mom blog, and I learned that I really didn't enjoy like the content I was sharing as much as I learned later that I really, really liked recipes. I liked taking the time to create recipes, take the pictures, test them out. Everything that went with creating recipes, I really enjoyed. So it definitely is going to make it easier for you to keep up with your blog if it's something that you enjoy. Again, that's just my own opinion. Take it or leave it. Two other things to keep in mind when starting a website or your Pinterest account is the niche visual? As you probably know by now, Pinterest is a very visual platform. If you can't make pretty images for your topic or whatever your website's about, then they're probably not going to do very well on Pinterest. And also, the second thing is their search demand. Are people coming to Pinterest to look for the content that you want to share? Because again, not all content does well on Pinterest. That's how I picked a niche. I started with something I liked, which is going to music festivals and raves. I've been doing that for years here in Southern California and feel like I have a lot of knowledge to share. But I first wanted to see if people are even coming to Pinterest for music festival content, the kind of content I wanted to share. And did what I just told you guys. Started typing in different keywords that I would search as someone who goes to festivals. And you can tell so much by just starting to type in that search bar. Just see what populates and what Pinterest is showing you that people are looking for. For example, I was kind of hoping to write about like event information, do like reviews of shows or like guides, maybe like tips for attending certain events. And I learned that what I want to write, that kind of content might not do as well as fashion content. People are coming to Pinterest for what to wear to these shows. So I took that and I went with it and I worked it into my content strategy and found some gaps and it's working. Again, just put some time and effort into picking the right niche because if you pick the right one, you're just going to stand out faster and have less competition. That is not to say that you can't jump into a more competitive space. It just might take a little longer to grow your account and get traffic. But again, not saying you can't do it. It is not impossible. I did it on the recipe account. I never thought I would break through in recipes, but I did. But if you can find a smaller, less saturated niche, then you're going to grow a little bit faster. After I locked in a niche, I opened a Pinterest account. I didn't wait until I had a fully set up website or a bunch of blog posts done. I set up a Pinterest account as soon as I knew what my website was going to be about and as soon as I locked in a domain for that website. And when you're opening a brand new account on Pinterest, I recommend just focusing on these few things. One, start a business account and claim your website. I don't really know why anyone would want to use a personal account. If you're trying to track like your outbound clicks and your numbers to your website, then you need the analytics, which is on the business account. So I just recommend doing it from the beginning. I can't think of why you wouldn't want to. So open it as a business account, claim your website, then really put some thought and effort into the description on your account, in your bio. Make sure you add keywords in there that people are actually searching for in regards to your content because one, it helps people find your page, but really more importantly, it helps Pinterest understand what your page is about so it can get it in front of the right people. So make sure that description on your bio is really solid and uses the right keywords. And then last, you're going to make 5 to 8 boards for that account that relate to what your content is. So you don't want to make just like 5 boards about a bunch of random different things. You really need to kind of focus on what your website's going to be about, what your niche is, and build some boards around those topics so that Pinterest can start understanding what your account is before you even start putting up your own content. I'm really glad I did this because I almost waited until I had posts of my own to start, pinning them to Pinterest. But then I realized, well, Pinterest doesn't really know what the account is yet. Why would it hurt to repin other people's content? So I did exactly that. I found pins within Pinterest already that had a lot of engagement that fit the content that I was going to share, that fit my boards. And I also went outside of Pinterest. I went to Instagram and TikTok to find videos that were just kind of blowing up. And I went and shared them over on Pinterest. Just be really, really careful that you give the creator credit. Make sure to do that. And some of those brought over some good traction for me in the beginning. So I highly recommend as soon as you have your Pinterest account started, go ahead and start pinning to it. And if you don't have your own content yet, repin other people's content. There is nothing to be scared of by repinning someone else's. It does not always have to be your own. In fact, when you're a brand new blogger, you don't have enough of your own content to pin. So repin other people's. Just make sure it is closely related to the topic and the board that you're pinning to. That's the most important thing. But don't be scared. Start building up those boards while you're working on your own blog posts. Stay active and regular on Pinterest. Go in there each day, just spend a few minutes and pin a few pins to your boards. And I promise you, it's going to help. By doing this, Pinterest is already going to have a really good understanding of what your account is about by the time you're ready to put your own content onto it. So let's get into my content strategy because it's much different from my recipe website. Each blog post on this new site is centered around 10 to 15 images. So this is much more image and visually based on this website than my recipe blog. For example, let's say I'm putting together a post of like 15 outfits for Coachella. I'm actually going to try to make 15 images, for the outfits that I'm sharing. And I'm using AI to do this. I'm experimenting with that. I really wanted a site where I could kind of use those tools to my advantage because I can't use them on my recipe website. I just don't believe in using AI photos of food or recipe work. But I am experimenting with that over here. So I am using an AI tool to help me with the images. I am building a post around a lot of images. That's the main difference over here. And now I'm going to use those images for future pins. I'll explain that in a second. But that's really the biggest difference in my strategy over here is that my content has a lot more images within each post that I am then turning around and leveraging over on Pinterest. Now let's talk about my Pinterest strategy. It's kind of a two-part process. The first part is the exact same strategy I use on my recipe website. I make 5 to 6 pins with nice text overlay on them that all address different angles, different things people might be searching for in regards to Coachella outfits. I'm going to make 5 or 6 different pins that have different text on it to capture those different keywords. I'll put the link in the description to that strategy video. It goes a lot more in depth on how to do that, but that strategy is still a part of the process, even on this new website. But I take it a step further. Instead of just making those 5 to 6 pins with text overlay, I'm also going to use all those really pretty pictures I made within the blog post and pin those as well. One reason I want the images in the post is to genuinely help the reader. I know, like with the content I'm sharing, a visual will help, but I also know that those images can do double duty. They can help the reader, but then they can also do some work for me over on Pinterest. And this is where Claude has been super helpful. As soon as my blog post is done, I can give it the link and ask it to make a CSV file for me. It really makes sure it understands the content first. We make sure it's addressing the right keywords, and then it writes the titles and descriptions for every single one of the images, puts it in a CSV file for me, asks me how much I want to spread out the scheduling. We get it uploaded into Pinterest with like the click of a button. And now I have those 10 to 15 images going out about every 2 to 3 days. So that gives me a solid 4 to 6 weeks of regular pins going out really often for that one blog post. So there it is. There's my content and Pinterest strategy for this brand new account. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I really try to help every single one of you. And if you aren't already, please subscribe so you don't miss out on all the free tips and tricks I share over here as far as blogging goes. Thank you so much.